Pre-plan and cut out all the openings in the container. Complete any welding, cutting, or grinding operations prior to installing the InSoFast panels. The blocks at the bottom and the top of the container can stick out about 1/4 inch. To adjust the fit of the panel, place it over the block and strike the panel to leave an indented mark. Remove the indented area of the panel with a foam rasp to adjust the fit. The panel should fit tight and be flat to the plane of the end of the wall.
And the duct tape to hold it in place. In the corner, so what we've done is just rip some pieces to fit here. These will actually hang over the 2 inches, so it will actually flush up with other panels when we put the panels on the end of the container. So they're a little bit long, gives me a good guide.
Overlapping, this squares and provides an attachment at the corner.
What this does, when you run these, I like running these horizontal like this or using the scraps, because now when you put a corner post on there, if it ends here, or if you're doing a vinyl corner post, it gives you a full attachment. If you just do one stud, you have to hit that area perfect. And if you do vinyl, really just need enough to hold it in place.
So you're doing 3 at a time?
Yeah, that's how wide my bench is. So you'll find you trim a little bit off this corner here just to get this one to fit in place, and it's nothing fancy, just push it in place.
The adhesive manufacturer's instructions recommends that you spray a fine mist of water prior to placing the panels. A fine mist of water will accelerate the curing process.
This one actually just slides right behind the window buck in there.
So the window buck overhung a little bit?
Yeah, this window buck is designed so that it's the right width for when the siding goes on. So we added the extensions. So you'll see that the siding on the outside will flush right up to it.
And what is that opening for? Is that a window or?
That's a window that's going to be used as an air conditioner as well. Kind of a multi-use thing.
That piece on the end, Ed, looks like it's a pretty rough cut. Does that matter?
If there's any gaps, you can just spray foam them in. This right here, I mean, you can fill in any gaps, but anything that's open, just take a spray foam gun and fill it in.
But a gap of that size really isn't that too concerning because you're going to be putting another layer of foam on top of it?
Correct. The most critical place is around any windows or any opening to be able to, you just want to make sure you stop airflow within the cavity. You don't want to wedge these things into tight because it might have a tendency to pop the one down below it off. So the looser is actually a little better in there. So now we've got a flat surface here, and we'll get the 2-inch panels ready to go.
The end plate rafter was installed at the top of the container, providing a straight and secure edge to set the panels against when starting from the top and working down. Use duct tape to secure the panels from sliding down until the adhesive sets. Polyurethane-based adhesives are moisture-cured adhesives. When bonding of a foam panel to steel surface in a dry climate, it can be a challenge. To accelerate this process, lightly mist the panels with clean water. This misting action reduces the curing and bracing time. Additionally, combine a quick setting bead of spray foam adhesive, like gaps and cracks, spray foam to further reduce bracing time. Foam around all openings like windows and gaps in the insulation. In this flat panel application, the studs were oriented horizontally to increase the stud's adhesive contact. On the end wall, the studs run horizontally. A built-out frame is added for architectural interest. In this application, we chose to pre-drill and countersink the fasteners. Allow the adhesive to fully cure prior to attaching any additional finishes. The framed bump out is screwed in place with construction screws long enough to fully penetrate the InSoFast studs. At the intersection between the wood framing and the InSoFast wall, a galvanized sheet metal backer was installed, providing additional attachment for the sill flashing and the vertical board and batten siding. Another important detail is to install metal flashing to the underside of the container and wall transition. It is best practice to cover and protect any exposed insulation from the elements. A decorative red flashing was installed to protect the wood sill. The shipping container is now ready for installing the finished siding. Custom steel panels with solid steel battens designed to rust provide a rustic look. For cutting the metal panels, use a 14-gauge swivel head shear. An aluminum oxide cutoff disc was used to trim the heavy gauge metal accent piece. The metal battens are attached using square head lag bolts. Five and a quarter inch wood furring was attached to the InSoFast vertical oriented studs. This provided a horizontal fastening strip for the vertical board and batten application. No furring strips are required when the InSoFast studs run horizontally. The vertical board and batten siding was fastened and finished with a corner post.